Welcome to step 3 in the New Idea Giving Project. By now you've seen why it's so important, why we change the way people think about giving, and you've discovered the system that has already fed 3 million meals around the world and growing exponentially every month. Now let's talk business. Before we get into why network marketing is the most powerful way to spread a new idea, let's talk about building assets. In his book Rich Dad Poor Dad, Robert Kiyosaki has many principles, but this is one of the major ones. Wealthy people teach their kids to think entirely differently about money and finances and income than what poor people teach their kids to think. Most people go to work for a job where they earn an income and that income pays their living expenses. However, wealthy people will go to work and work hard to build an asset. And once that asset is built, it generates a passive income that goes on and on and on. And that pays their living expenses. Let's for a moment relate cash flow to water. In this illustration, the old-fashioned water pump on the left would best represent income, meaning if you want an hour's worth of pay or water, you go and you pump the pump up and down and you get an hour's worth of pay or an hour's worth of water. However, if you stop working, you don't get paid anymore. That's why wealthy people and smart business people are willing to build an asset or a water faucet, meaning once they build that faucet and they turn the water on, the cash flow keeps coming. Whether they're working or not, whether they could be in Hawaii, anywhere around the world, that water, that cash flow keeps coming over and over again. Building a network marketing business is building a huge asset. It's based on building a network of people, a network of consumers who buy products on a monthly basis. In this case, we buy the meal packs, and we give those meal packs to the people who actually need them more than we do. Nonetheless, the products are being consumed. Now, what do Warren Buffett, Donald Trump, Richard Branson, Bill Gates, Tony Robbins, and Paul Zane Pizler have in common? Other than knowing the difference between income and assets, they're all huge fans of the network marketing business. As a matter of fact, 3 of those people actually own network marketing businesses. And Robert Kiyosaki, the best-selling business author of all time, said it best when he said, "The wealthiest people in the world look for and build networks, while the rest of us actually just look for work." How powerful is networking? Let's talk about Facebook as a case study. 41% of all Americans have a Facebook page. 66 of the top 100 websites that are most visited are integrated with Facebook. Think about it. Restaurants, TV channels, even your church knows they have to have a page on Facebook where people are talking to people who are talking to people, etc. The average person spends 15 minutes a day there. It's the most powerful marketing platform available today. And please understand, this is not about Facebook, it's about the power of networking. They went from 4 users to 500 million users in 6.5 years, and they did no advertising, no marketing. It was friends telling friends. It grew organically. From when it launched in February of 2004 to November of 2010, it's now valued at $41 billion. That's why I have to chuckle when people say that networking doesn't work. Most people network. The fact is they just don't get paid for it. If this case study has taught us anything, number one, we are very social beings. The average person has 130 friends on Facebook alone. And number two, we love to network. When we click fan or like on a product or company's page, we're sending out free advertisements to all of our friends and family. Number three, we have opinions. And number four, we love to share those opinions and stories. We update and put 3 pieces of content on our page on average every single day. And number 5, we have lots of free time. Now, I realize that not everybody uses Facebook, and that's not what this is about. It's about the power of networking. And the power of networking is word of mouth, a friend telling a trusted friend. Any company, online or offline, to go from 4 users, 4 customers, to 500 million customers is very powerful, and they did that without any form of advertising or marketing other than word of mouth. You can't deny the power in that. Now let's show you an example of what's possible here. Before we get into what's possible, I want to make sure that you understand we're making no income claims here. You need to see Zango for the complete compensation plan details, but this will give you an idea of how powerful this can be. Now, we all purchase 70 meals on a monthly basis. Those meals run around $180, about $2.50 a meal. Let's say you decided to show this video to 130 of your friends, but only 5% of the people decided to join you. Now, they went out and did the exact same thing, and only 5% decided to join them, so they get the same results. Now, in your first month, You share it with 130 friends, 5% is 6 people. Now you're all buying 70 meals, so now 490 meals are going out around the world because of your efforts. Your income's not big, it's $60 a month. But the next month, those 6 end up getting 6, which is 36. Now the meals are over $3,000 and your income's $420. How easy is it to give away $180 in meals or 70 meals if your income's $420? That's why we make giving irresistible. Now those 36 people go out and share it with their 130 friends, and of course they only get 5%. Now it's 216, but you and your total team now are responsible for 18,000 meals on a monthly basis, and your income's around $5,000 a month, about $4,740. Again, you need to see Zango for the complete compensation plan details, but understand how powerful this asset can be when you go to work and share it with a few people. Again, this is a profession. This is not about spamming friends on Facebook or going to the mall and talking to strangers or any type of selling or aggressive prospecting. This is about relationships. People that you know and you like. We're laser focused in talking to people who we think this story would resonate most with. And we all know people who have done this business wrong and been overly aggressive, alienated themselves, and given this business and this profession a bad name. That's not what we're about here. What we are about is a proven industry that has a 60-year-old track record, $117 billion worldwide. This is network marketing. Again, it's about getting to work, taking advantage of an opportunity, and your results will depend entirely on you. But what if it took you 1 to 3 years to build that asset of $5,000 to $10,000 a month? What if it took you 5 years? You can see Zango for all the details on the pay plan, but remember, we're building an asset here. It's about a cash flow positive asset and not working for an income any longer. And when we first started this program, I had a friend that loved the program but said he couldn't get over the fact that we were in business to feed starving kids and we were making money. I told him, great, don't feed the kids. Does that make you happy? But he was trapped inside that box like a lot of other people that thinks the only way to give is to give by giving a tax-deductible donation. What we're doing is going to have a greater impact because of that fact. Because it's so important for people to understand what it is that we're doing, we drew up a comparison. So the gentleman on the left here has just a normal career. He's a salesperson. Insert whatever career here you want. But he makes $100,000 a year. He's a high-paid guy. Sold lots of doodads and trinkets to get that income. Great guy. He tithes 10% a year. That's $10,000 every year he gives away to his favorite charity or church. Now the lady on the right decides that she wants to build a network. Start part-time building her asset with the New Idea Giving Project and the meal packs. Now she develops a $100,000 a year income. And how did she do that? She didn't sell lots of doodads and trinkets. She actually went out there and built a network that provides over 700,000 meals a year. That's 1,900 meals a day. And guess what? She still privately tithes $10,000 a year on top of that. Now you tell me, why is his income more noble than her income? His career more noble than hers? I would argue that hers is. She's feeding starving kids for a living and he's selling doodads. How awesome is that? Is there something wrong with our thinking? The CEO of Coca-Cola makes $7 million a year. CEO of Philip Morris, $29 million. Molson Coors, over $1 million a year, yet Red Cross CEO, she only makes $446,000. And some people won't even donate to a charity if the CEO makes too much money. If impact truly does drive income, then I want to pay people that have the greatest social impact the most amount of money. It's not just our business, but we have to challenge the way we think about giving. Imagine a business where the only way you make money is by feeding starving kids. It just doesn't get any better than that. And hey, if it's okay to pay somebody millions of dollars a year to provide millions and millions of cigarettes, wouldn't it be even better to provide somebody $1 million a year to provide millions and millions of meals? Let's recap. The need is absolutely so huge. Again, one child under the age of 5 dies every 6 seconds. We want to make giving irresistible by combining business with cause, creating social entrepreneurs. And remember, those are people who love and promote human well-being, and they take initiative to solve human suffering through solid business principles. Remember what Rich Dad Poor Dad said, we're building an asset here. That picture up in the right-hand corner was the first perpetual motion machine, and it represents what we're doing here because we want to create a sustainable, self-funding, child-feeding machine. And we know if we can increase your income, then we can increase your capacity to give back to the charities you're already passionate about. Thank you so much for taking time to investigate what it is that we're doing here. Get back with the person that thought enough of you to share this information with you, and let them know what questions you might have. Investigate us further. We have a bonus video, step 4, called The Parable of the Starfish, if you'd like to watch it. But other than that, thank you so much for your time and consideration. I hope you have a wonderful day. We look forward to speaking with you soon.